You do not want to be that person that is just making like frozen food every day, scrounging on people for food. Like, definitely prepare, learn how to cook. Welcome to my channel. I'm Jada and today I'm going to be doing university tips video. So this is mainly tips that I wish I knew myself when I was in your position, tips that I did well and tips that I think every fresher needs to hear. Firstly, if you're new here, I do advice, fashion and lifestyle videos. These tips are going to go from kind of chronological order, I hope. So it's going to be tips that, you know, before you're going to uni, into preparations, what you take, your mindset, you know, making friends before uni, and then it's going to be once you're at uni, so freshers, money, stuff like that, basically. I think first of all is your mindset. First of all, you need to be open-minded, you need to be willing to get to know people, you need to be, you know, don't just expect to go to uni and think that you just want to hang out with a certain type of people, or you just want to hang out with these type of people. Like, be open-minded, don't have, you know, set expectations or things like that, because, you know, everyone in uni is different, so many different types of people. Biggest piece of advice is get to know people before uni. This is for me, it definitely impacted me a lot. So what I did was that I was on group chats before. I was on the ACS group chat, I was also on the UEA welcome page, which is like, you know, massive page on Facebook basically. And I think that group chats are very, very helpful because, you know, it allowed me to like get to know someone, so that on the first day of uni, like, I literally met her and we hung out. Like, I wasn't there left and just really confused as to what to do. Message them. That's what I did, and it really helped. So in terms of getting to know people before uni, my friend put a message on the, you know, the Facebook page, and it was like, is anyone here doing business, which is what I'm doing? And I was like, okay, let me just reply to this person. So I replied to her, and now she is one of my best friends, and I'm even sharing a house with her in second year. So definitely get to know people before uni. Don't be scared about messaging someone, because everyone is in the same boat. Like, everyone is new, everyone wants to make friends. In terms of my second point, don't take the whole world. And this is something that I did wrong. I took so much stuff. Everyone knows how much I love clothes. I took so much stuff, even in terms of, like, you know, pots and pans. I took way too much. They just literally stayed under my bed till the end of first year. So definitely ration, don't take too much stuff, especially if your uni is, you know, your house is like you're an international student. You can come back home easily. You can take stuff, you can put stuff back, you can take new things. So definitely don't take the whole world. Like, think about it, in September it's winter, so taking coats and stuff is a good idea. Taking like 10 different types of skirts or sunglasses is not, because think about it, it's going to get colder. So just thinking about stuff like that is really useful. Next point is prepare. Prepare in terms of so many different things. In terms of your work, you know, if you're scared about the work, you know, the workload or whatever, prepare before, you know what I mean? I bought the textbooks, the first year business textbooks before, so I could read about stuff, so I was prepared. Prepare in terms of food. You do not want to be that person that is just making like frozen food every day, scrounging on people for food. Like, definitely prepare, learn how to cook. And I'm not talking about, you know, weird like fancy meals. Just learn like 3 or 4 meals that you know how to make before you get there, so that you, when you're there, when you're shopping, you know exactly what ingredients to get, you know exactly what to get to make the meals that you are going to eat. Even in terms of washing, learn how to use washing, learn how to what you need in terms of that, because that is also very important. So in terms of preparing, make sure that you know what, in terms of your work, when you get there, make sure that you know what type of learning method you're using. So are you using a laptop? Are you typing? Are you writing? Are you know, using the iPad thing with the stylus? Because for me, I got there and I didn't really know what I was doing. One week I was writing, one week I was typing, and it just set me very far behind, if that makes sense. And just make sure that you prepare, because in uni the one thing you don't want to do in terms of work is be behind, because it is basically very hard, nearly impossible to catch up. So make sure that you have all that in mind beforehand. Okay, next is freshers. Careful who you trust, if that makes sense. In terms of friendships and in terms of like, you know, boys if you're a girl or whatever, because people, you don't know people's intentions, especially in freshers, when, you know, a lot of the guys, you just don't know their intentions really. So be careful who you trust and know your morals. If you're someone who's like, okay, I don't drink, like I don't do that, you know, you don't want to, you're not planning to, don't give in to peer pressure. You don't have to give in to peer pressure. If certain people are doing something that you don't want to do, you don't agree with, just know your morals and stick to it, because freshers and things like that, it can be, you know, there's loads of things, different things, smoking, drinking, different things that people are doing. So definitely stick to your morals. Also in terms of friends, like the friends you make in freshers, you're not always going to be friends with them throughout the whole year. So be careful who you reveal your, you know, personal information to, if that makes sense. Who you open up to so early on in the year. The flatmates, I was not best friends with my flatmates. My flatmates weren't my friendship group, and that's okay, you know what I mean? Before I went to uni, I thought, okay, flatmates, like if you're not friends with your flatmates, then you're just like you're not gonna be happy. That's not the case. Like, I was good friends with about 2 or 3 of my flatmates, but the rest, like, it was literally like you see them in the kitchen, you say hi, and then that's basically it, you know what I mean? So, and that's okay. But I know people that are best friends with their flatmates, you know, their flatmates are basically their whole friendship group, and that's lucky for them. But if it's not you, it's completely fine. You can make friends in other places, on your course, you know, going out, going to different events. Like, there's so many other ways to meet people, and it's okay if you're not on campus or you're not best friends with your flatmates, because there are other ways of making friends. In terms of societies, like, I thought that, you know, you have to join societies. Like, I joined art, no, not art, fashion, photography, business, ACS, like, the list just goes on. But, like, in reality, I only went to, like, a few of the meetings. Like, you don't have to force yourself to go to societies, because in reality you are busy, like you're not always going to be free for them. So obviously if you have a main hobby like me, I love fashion, you can go to them, but you don't have to force yourself to go to societies, because there are other ways of making friends. There are other ways of, you may not want to pay for a society, and that's okay, but just make sure you join at least one, like at least one. Promise me you'll join at least. Also, as I said, it's never too late to make friends. My friend, one day my friends, weirdos, were like, let's do laser tag, and I was like, really? And they were like, yeah, let's do laser tag. So we went to do laser tag, and then there was this other girl who didn't really have many friends, and she came by herself. She was off to go out of her comfort zone just to meet people, and by her doing that, she met us, and now we are really good friends, and she wouldn't know half the people she knows if she didn't go to that laser tag. So sometimes it's gonna be hard, but you can do things alone. You can make yourself go to events alone, because everyone is very open and kind and will get to know you, basically. Loneliness, like, you do sometimes get lonely at uni. Like, obviously it's not all partying, you know, life is amazing. Like, sometimes you are lonely, and that's okay. Make sure that you go home at times. Make sure that you FaceTime your family. Make sure that you keep in contact with old friends that know you personally, because that is very helpful. In terms of going out, make sure that you have, this is a very big one, and for girls especially, I don't know if guys do this, but the people you go with and the people you're there with and the people you leave with, the people you go with, you should definitely be the people you leave with, because you do not want to leave anyone out, you do not want to leave anyone there, you want to make sure everyone is safe. So if you go with a person and you're leaving and one of the people's in there, phone them, look for them. Like, it is really important, especially in terms of girls. Like, that is just what we do, period. And for Norwich, like, you have to pay for the bus, you have to pay for the event, you have to pay for the taxi, so make sure that you have money on you. Make sure you have money on you. And third one, a very smart idea which we didn't do, pre-book your taxi. Pre-book your taxi, because there was one day where we literally had to walk all the way back to UD from town. Walk, yes, I mean walk, because we were dumb enough not to pre-book a taxi, and we still have never pre-booked a taxi. Maybe next year we will learn, but yeah, that's a really smart idea. Pre-book taxi, so you're not standing in the cold waiting for a taxi. And Norwich is basically only taxis. Also, in terms of attendance, there will be some days where you don't attend uni, like, you know, you're gonna be tired or whatever, and it's okay, but just make sure that you catch up. Catching up and being prepared is very important in uni. Also, not doing things last minute, because it's just not gonna help. Just be organised with your time, be organised with what you do with your money and things like that. In terms of money, just be smart with your money. Think about, I have the app YOLT, that's very helpful, so you can see what specifically you're spending your money on. If it's too much of clothes, if it's too much of going out, then you know, like, when to stop, basically. So that's very, very, very helpful idea. It's just to keep track of what you're spending your money on, and don't spend too much money on going out clothes, girls. That's a big thing. And also, in terms of money, like, if you're someone who likes getting acrylic nails on or something like that, or you like getting your eyelashes done, like, it's kind of a good idea to not perhaps do that. Maybe just do your own nails or just get fake eyelashes, because it saves a lot of money from you having to go back constantly to get acrylics on, which, if you add it up, it's expensive. This ends the video. I hope you like, subscribe. I will definitely do more university tips, because I literally have so much more, like, I have so many tips. But yeah, I'll probably do a Q&A, so make sure you follow me on my socials so that you can ask me questions about, you know, uni. And yeah, like, subscribe.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.